I for one am just glad he's no longer in the middle. Here's Malcolm up front.
Right, question.
Biggest problem with the film.
Hey man,
Where's Reese?
this wee dweeb is the worst thing about this movie.
Man, see if you wanted a wee guy to be your poster for that blue hair gel, Frankie Muniz.
He was your guy.
A government agent trains Cody Banks in the ways of covert operations that require younger participants.
Agent Cody Banks, 2003.
I don't think people who went around understand this kid was fucking huge.
He was everywhere, but mostly in the middle.
Malcolm in the Middle was one of the biggest shows. It was right up there with The Simpsons.
One of my favourite shows of all time.
I agree. It still holds up. It's fucking stunning.
Holds up entirely. I still have the rips that I had to download years ago. There was a hang up with the music rights, if you remember.
That
it was
happened with Scrubs and a couple of sitcoms as well, yeah.
They finally cleared the rights. I got the box set. We did a rewatch when we first moved into our old house, and it's solid throughout. Every season of Malcolm is great, and it doesn't stop getting good. Francis's story is excellent throughout. The finale is one of my favourite of all time.
It's just a shame that he went and done Cody Banks.
And Cody Banks too.
So, what happened to Frankie's career? Did this happen? Is this what tanked him? People tried to make him a star, then they seen this and they're like, nope, it's not going to work. Like, he never got away from being Malcolm. He was always that guy. Even today, 2024, he'd walked in the street and people are like, Malcolm,
Where's Reese
where's Reese and Dewey?
How's dealing drugs, Malcolm? Help him!
Help your dad!
He actually got into cars like they do.
The day, man.
They
Him and
do,
Jay Leno
man.
just bought hundreds of cars.
Mate, I met that Patrick Dempsey at the bus stop and I was like, here, McDreamy, are you still at the hospital? And he's like, right past me, and I was like, man.
He drives a Ferrari in this movie. Do you think that's his own personal Ferrari? I fucking bet it is. I bet he asked for it.
He's got, Betty the prop master brought that and he's like, I've got 10 of them, mate. I'm on my 7th season, you dick. And
I
the
don't
guy's
shite in
like,
mine. They're like, well, Frankie Muniz is like really hard to work with.
Jenky's brutal.
Probably, man. I've seen his face.
Man, that hair and all, man. We kick off with this MGM logo. It's alright.
It's fine. They don't do anything special with it. Did you hear the music though?
Yeah.
This royalty-free spy music.
Oh, the soundtrack to this film is pish.
It's absolutely honking. It's just like do.
Speaking of honking, Seattle, 7 a.m. I don't know anything about Seattle, man.
Seattle, Washington, baby.
Yo, Ben Gibbard comes from Seattle. Seattle is alright.
So does grunge.
Grunge
Just
did get a bus for Seattle, didn't it?
Just a genre.
And then it took its own life.
Oh man, right here, the garage.
Allegedly. Cody wakes up, does a karate move, moans at his parents about breakfast or something.
Did he clock this bedroom that he's in?
I saw this bedroom.
This fucking Ferris Bueller room.
He's got this mad portable up in a racket or something.
And he's also got a couple of Dragon Ball Z
I saw those posters.
And I was like, they're banging, I want them.
Cody's alright.
Cody's quite sound, man.
We're warming up to Cody, man. This little brother gets moody with the chores. Did you see this?
This wee brother is a dweeb, man.
Man.
I hate this wee brother.
I would have used some of the CIA techniques on him, man.
I see that wee thing where they touch the nerve on their shoulder and they just go down. Oh, I'd just be doing that all day to him. Like, fucking get down, you wee dick.
I have no... The dad's Daniel Roebuck, I noticed. That's pretty cool.
He has one funny line in this movie.
Here, did you laugh a couple of times during this?
I mean, by couple, literally twice.
There's a couple of good lines in
There's
this.
2 laughs in this entire movie. Cody is supposed to be 16 in this movie?
Nah.
Fuck off.
Nah.
Fuck all the way off. He's 16 in this movie, but he's a fully trained spy and he just drives a car like it's no bother.
Cut to the mother having a final destination day with her kid. Did you see this?
No.
Man.
What do you mean final destination?
This-
Was she avoiding death?
Mum mails a letter and this kid handbrakes it out of there. He's like, I have no time for the post. You see his baby?
That's right. Can I just speak up here?
Go for it.
This mother gets out the car on a ridiculous gradient. The hill that she's parked on is so stupid. Are they in San Francisco all of a sudden?
She deserves this.
It's just negligible parenthood. She gets out the car, doesn't look back at the way, posts this letter. The kid is unbuckled. How the fuck did that happen? Like, she leaves him in the car without a seatbelt on. He
She
climbs into
knew
the
what
front.
she was doing, didn't she? She just didn't expect one agent, Cody Banks, to step in.
She kind of didn't want kids.
She
Didn't want to tell her husband, so she just went through with it. But she thought maybe if there's an accident.
He wanted kids. They were young. It got too late. She ended up relenting. They had the kid. They're not happy.
So she thought, well, I can't just, like, obviously, if I do something to the kid, I'll get them to jail. But if he has an accident, then it'll be alright. So I'll leave this handbrake kind of loose.
Maybe I'll go deliver a mail. Yeah, yeah.
I'll do it really slowly.
Just deliver a letter like an everyday American.
Yep. And then, if whatever happens, happens. So this wee baby climbs into the front seat, starts playing with the car, lets go the handbrake, man, and all of a sudden we're in San Francisco because it's just hills everywhere, man. What is that? What is the...
But yeah, who's patrolling the streets at this point?
Don't you worry, Agent Cody Banks is there and he's got his fucking trusty skateboard.
Man, this board is outrageous.
It's fucking ridiculous, man. This is the big opening action scene in the movie. This is like, if this was a Bond movie, this would be the fucking car chase at the start.
He gives chase to this kid going down the hill and he tens the kid to safety, and it's pure ridiculous.
He goes through a pipe at one point and does like a loop-to-loop like Tony Hawk. I'm like, you can't skate like that. Did you notice that he pulls this car and he tries to stop it like Spider-Man, like with his sheer strength, and his skateboard goes on fire? Did you see this?
It was amazing, that bit.
There's sparks that give it his skateboard. I'm like, fuck off.
Man, it was cool.
You love this scene, eh?
He gets this kid just before a train nearly smashes them both to fuck.
Of course, there's a train. So not only is there a big, ridiculous long hill, all these traffic lights, but also at the very bottom of this big hill, there's a train crossing, and I'm like, this isn't a real place.
This is a level in a game.
Is this a pure computer game? It's ridiculous. Well, Agent Cody Banks saves the baby, and did you notice that the entire city run down this hill to come check on this Wayne? The mother's running down, pretending that she cares. Oh, my baby, oh no, is my baby okay? And like, there's 1,000 extras behind her checking on this baby, and I'm like, nobody would care, man.
And
you mind your own business.
So many eyes are on him, and he manages to...
He sneaks away like
he just cool guys it, like, yeah.
He does. He picks up his skateboard, which is still smoking, and just skates off into the distance because he's cool.
Cody's cool, man. We get Hong Kong, the heiress headquarters. Martin Donovan is here as a nerd.
He's such a fucking nerd.
Did you see this nerd?
He's such a nerd. His name's Dr. Connors. I was like, where's your one arm?
Here, you a lizard, mate?
Oh, you're going to be a lizard, man. Don't inject those nanobots into your arm or whatever.
He's asked to do something for Ian McShane.
Ian McShane. Can we just talk about Ian McShane's haircut?
Can we talk about the fact that, time-wise, he would have just came off Sexy Beast for this? How weird is that?
Is this right before Deadwood?
Legit, same year, 2003.
Oh my god.
He does a kids movie sandwiched between two of the meanest productions, man.
Yeah, Ian McShane's bad. He's fine in this. He hams it up as the big bad guy for a kids movie.
I'm laughing every time Lovejoy mentions nanobots.
Nanobots, right. Here's the thing, right. This is actually kind of cool. Well, it shows you this nerd does an experiment and it shows you an oil spill, and then these wee nanobots like clean up all the oil in the water. I'm like, see if this is real, that's a fucking amazing invention.
We know the best use of nanobots is Big Hero 6.
Yeah, of course, aye. Not only is Big Ian McShane here.
Oh, mate!
He's got a bodyguard.
It's Arnold Vosloo!
Who's that?
The Mummy.
The Mummy! He's got the fucking mummy in his back.
One of the greatest henchmen ever, just not in this. Hard Target.
Yeah, I was about to say what you're talking
about. See when he shoots him through the peephole in Hard Target, and when he wipes his boot on that guy's cooting.
Amazing.
You want bad, you get Vosloo.
At this point, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of in. I get what the technology is. The bad guys want it to do bad things, right? But see later on in the movie, and we'll get to it, when the bad guys reveal what they actually want to do with this technology, I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous.
I wasn't in until the next scene when we get my friend
Keith David,
KD himself, man, the director of a CIA. Good role for Mr. Keith David.
Perfect. See, director of a CIA, or even the president or the sergeant or something. See this guy in charge yelling at people with that voice.
Requiem for a Dream must have got him this. Weird.
A movie that you can't watch twice, by the way.
They watch this tape from a deed agent and brief about the bad guys, mostly the doctor. He's reclusive, but contacts his daughter, Lizzie McGuire. Keith David shouts, "I want to get close to this girl," and I laugh.
I'm like, Keith David Camden.
Watch yourself.
Can I just say something?
He wants her to see his thing.
Keith David demeans this poor assistant. Did you see this?
It's brutal.
This guy walks into the room with a glass of water with ice, and Keith David's like, "I don't want ice, scoop it out." And he makes this guy scoop the ice out his glass and give him just distilled water. I would be like, shove this job up your fucking arse, Keith David.
Would you have flung it on him?
Imagine your boss told you to scoop his ice out his drink for him because he didn't ask for ice. And you just had to stand there with your Honor soaking for ice.
You don't need stone hot in it.
That's though, the guy just looks at
You can put the ice in your pocket.
and it goes on your phone and fucks your phone and all
Take
that.
it home.
This was Keith David's ice.
I would take it home and put it in a juice later.
Do you know what's fucked, man? This movie is Ice Cube daft. I can't believe how many ice cubes are used in this film.
I was worried they were going to get sued after a lie. We get ADP, the Agent Development Program, a junior CIA recruitment video. I really laughed at this. This was
kind of funny. I didn't laugh, but I was kind of like, oh, this is cute. I cannot fucking believe this is how this movie introduces this. So here's what I thought happened. I didn't know the synopsis to this movie. Obviously, I knew that he was an agent. I thought maybe he was just a really good skateboarder or something, or he was really good at some sort
and
of...
he gets recruited.
Like
so did I.
CIA guy's like, oh, you're good at that, you can come here. The fact that he is already pre-trained...
Did you think that first one was just him being a cool skateboarder?
Exactly.
So did I.
I thought somebody from the CIA was going to have seen this on the news or something and been like, this kid's got it.
Okay, so the major issue with this film is this has been done way better already. If Looks Could Kill, aka Teen Agent with Richard Grieco. Have you saw Teen Agent?
No, I've not.
Teen Agent rules. Teen Agent is the best version of this. He's young, he's hot, he's cool, he's clearly 28, but he's Paris field trip with his school friends. It's badass. Teen Agent's genuinely awesome, man. Richard Grieco looks like a cigarette these days, but back in the day he looked great, man. Frankie Muniz was never going to do it, man. If you're going to do a version of this, you need to give it at least a 15 rating.
Yeah, totally.
Teen Agent, he's like killing people and stuff, it's great.
Yeah, I see what they're trying to go for. They're trying to go for, I guess, the Spy Kids thing here of like family friendly but cool gadgets and stuff. And I understand the concept, but it's so weird, the decisions they make. Like what I pitched earlier about him doing a cool thing and then getting recruited makes more sense. It's like the Men in Black thing, the way you see Will Smith getting recruited and then has to go through the Men in Black training and you go through it with him. But the fact that he's apparently already a pure trained killer, you're like, why? What the fuck?
We don't even know his body count either.
But he still lives with his mum and dad in suburban Washington. It's like, what is going on? And how do they not know?
Cut to Cody trying to chat up a girl and she asks if he's in special ed.
It's kind of fucked, and it's not the first or last time that this comes up in this movie.
Oh, they love it in this. They love it.
They love talking about that he could be in special ed, and I'm like,
they love spies, hate disabled people in this film,
it's
man.
Kind of fucked. They hate disabled people and they hate Asians.
Everyone in the locker room makes fun of him in the locker room. He's such a wee dick, man.
Who, Cody or the wee bully guy?
Man, and he's a pure wee dick, man.
He is a wee dick. He's a wee wiener. He's not really a bad guy, but he's just a wee loser. But also these bullies, man, they're bullying fucking nobody in my school.
A babe walks into this locker room and it's definitely 2003 because Nelly's playing.
Nelly theme song plays for her.
Yikes.
Fucking hot in here plays as she walks into this room.
She would get done for this, baby. This isn't cool.
I wrote this in my notes. Imagine this was the opposite way around.
So inappropriate.
And these 15-year-old girls in a locker room, and then some guy walks in.
She'd be hearing the sound of freedom.
Fuck's sake.
Man.
Seriously though, this adult woman walks into a room full of 15-year-old boys.
She scants one of them.
That are shouting. Aye, one of them says something to her, like, hey baby or something, and she takes his towel off and whips him. Like, you can't take a towel off a 15-year-old boy. Trust me, I learned that the hard way.
She is on a 6-figure salary probably. Not anymore.
She is immediately fired.
She's on a list now.
Also, why does she need to get in the locker room to get Cody Banks? Wait outside the locker room for when he comes out and be like, are you Cody
Can I
Banks?
just say, she's a very hot but terrible agent. She's
shocking in
She
this film.
just doesn't wait any... Like, she's just too eager all the time.
Everything that goes wrong in this movie is her fault. She fucks everything up. Even at the end of the movie, like, Cody needs to save her. It should be the opposite way about. Because just to let you know, Karen, she's hot.
If you don't think so,
the movie will tell you.
The wardrobe department definitely want to show you that. She triggers Cody with Jason Bourne garbo. He's a machine now, I imagine, ready to snap necks.
This would be funnier and better if it was like he turned into some sort of fucking monster, like he's a sleeper agent. Like, see if she walked in and said something to him and he just like grabbed the bully by the neck and just lifted him above his head, you'd be like, what the fuck? Like, he became a killer. Like
a big Jacob Elordi bully, I know. Like, it seems impossible.
Aye, exactly.
You know that way we get a close-up on his pupil and it goes smaller?
That's a better film. Cody Banks is unhinged.
See if you put an 18 rating on it and a nude scene with Ian McShane somehow. He goes to the headquarters and we see Ellie Paul Bartmobile zipping about. Do you see these?
People thought segways were going to be massive, so they put them in all these films.
A guard pulls him up and I'm thinking Cody's going to rip his ears off any minute and I keep waiting. The poor guard gets chewed out, man. It's brutal.
Keith David yells at him and fucking strips him down. But also, like, this guard, he's no passing a test to become a guard. Do you know what I'm saying? He's no got all the faculties to become a guard. Do you know what I mean? You need something to be a guard. This guy's just a big fucking dweeb.
Frankie Muniz in this next scene explains nanobots and he pure doesn't care. He's got a bank full of that Malcolm income already, man.
This is the most Malcolm in the Middle scene in the movie where he's been a pure geek. He's explaining this science shit and it's the most Malcolm in the Middle he sounds. He sounds like a pure nerd and he's talking about all this science stuff and nanobots and I'm like, where's your pal with asthma? Where's me, Stevie?
Cody needs to get intel off of Lizzie McGuire, so he'll need to jump street it. He's going to infiltrate the high school.
It's just totally 21 Jump Street. The fact that this is the CIA's best plan to hire a teenage agent to get close to a scientist's dad who might give the codes to a bad guy is fucking just buggy sus.
She's having a party and Cody needs that invitation. We get a rocket launch test in the gadget room. There's a chunky hoverboard and we know he's going on that bandit.
Oh, you know there is. And also we see a car but it's under some tarp and he's like, what's under there? And I'm like, oh, you can't see that, it's a prototype. And you're like, we'll be seeing that later, don't you worry.
We get this Q character and he's more like a no.
This Q is rubbish, man. He's shite, isn't he, man?
Do you remember John Cleese was Q?
For about 3 films and he wasn't even
pish, man.
Any effort. He just came off the set and he was just John Cleese. He wasn't even like a character. He's like, I'm just going to be myself and I'm going to give James Bond a watch and then I'm going to fuck off and get my big paycheck.
See if you're going to be yourself, John Cleese, dating Rat Race Part 2 because we're waiting.
Oh, we're all waiting, man. As long as Lovitz is back. It depends who it is. Let's recast Rat Race 2 now.
Rat Race 2?
Because remember at the time it was an all-star cast. None of those people are stars anymore.
See how sometimes they say the cast got too big? Breckin Meyer's definitely coming back. So's Amy Smart.
They all shrunk.
They did. Do you know what? Seth Green's coming back, but he's producing it.
You know he's getting a credit.
It's right, Seth Green's way or the highway. And they all say the highway, like the Rat Race.
You know they're getting the Smash Mouth back for the soundtrack. Got up in bother. Cuba Gooding Jr. Who we getting?
Cuba Gooding Jr. He's not going anywhere.
Somebody concentrated.
He's going to fight for that role. I drive the bus again. I love Lucy.
You crazy Lucy bitches.
Mate, you've not got a choice. Dean Cain's shown up on set. Remember I played the X, I can do it again. Do you need a Superman? He uses X-ray specs on a CIA hottie.
He immediately checks her rack out straight away.
See, after this, I grab the specs and I run. What else do you need?
It's the dream.
That is the ultimate goal.
See, for a 15, 16-year-old boy to have free Legion to look at as many bras as you possibly can. I'm sorry, like that. I know that sounds creepy, but you know, you were 15.
That's all I want.
That's all you wanted today. Is just look at tits all day and you'd be happy.
You're
You're not hurting anybody. You're just looking and going nice.
You're hurting people, unfortunately. They don't know about it.
I just mean like you're just doing it so you can think to yourself, nice. No, just me.
Mate, I just know if your mom was about, I'd look like a Blues Brother. Gives him cash and Cody asks what for and they snide him. They pure hate this wee guy.
Did they?
Mate, see if we worked in the CIA 25 year in.
Man.
What do you mean you're bringing in kindergarten agents?
Imagine you've worked your arse off in the CIA. You started off in the police, giving out traffic tickets and all that sort of stuff. You worked your way up to maybe a detective.
You worked through the Cold War. It was brutal.
You had to prove yourself. You had to get, I'm assuming there must be some sort of test, getting the FBI or the CIA. You have to improve all these people. You finally get to the headquarters and you're like, oh my God, I'm living the dream. I'm in the fucking CIA. And they're like, by the way, this 15-year-old wee wiener is just getting a promotion above you because he went to a summer camp and get fast-tracked. I would fucking resent him.
I'd be like, aye, and who's his uncle?
Exactly. Who does he know?
He asked for these wheels, but they give him a board.
Do you notice the bottom of this board?
Yeah.
BMW. Fuck off.
Cody tells his folks he's transferring to a prep school.
And his dad's like, oh, should we not see some paperwork or something? And then as soon as he says that, the door goes and Mad Agent Ronica is here, pretending that she works at the school.
Yeah.
But again, the Hot in Here music goes off, and I'm like,
what?
Is her dad staring at her, and her dad's got a wee boner?
He's got a big wee boner. Man.
Cody Banks' dad's like, fucking yes, come right in.
He's got a pure raging wee stoner.
His wife's standing there beside him, being like, hey.
He's laughing,
Pure staring at her.
He's
mouth open, a bit of slaver coming out his mouth.
Mate, he hasn't flew a flag like that for her in years.
No, man, no since their wedding night.
His little brother winds him up. Man, Rido, I would give him the Mississippi neck bump.
I don't know what that is, man, but aye, just crack him, man. Fucking me dick.
This mum's a pure decent mum. Aye, she asked for the paperwork and the dad just wants this hottie's MSN messenger handle.
Oh, he's like, what's your addy?
What's your addy, though? Gonna add this? Oh. Can I poke you? And she's like, that isn't this. And he went, I know.
She's like, we don't have Facebook yet. And he's like, what's Facebook?
I didn't mean Facebook. And he just does this wee thing. Hiya.
His wife's right beside him. She elbows him in the ribs like, the fuck?
This keeps happening. And he's still got that raging wee stoner. They drop the kid off at school and these backseat nerds laugh at one of Cody's joke about the lady wanting decaf.
It's the worst joke.
How much have you heard? How often have we heard that decaf joke?
It's never, ever been funny.
Never.
In any sitcom. You see it in every sitcom. There's always just like, he'll have a decaf. Stop it.
Did you get a look at these two, man?
Man, these nerds.
They look like they do this on the weekdays and use this equipment to shoot weekends for the bang bus.
Jesus, man. Especially the big guy with the sideburns.
Oh, brother. This is Chris Guthier. I hope I'm saying that right. Just passed away.
Oh, did he? He must have been young.
Yeah, he was young. He was in like Once Upon a Time. He was hilarious in Freddy vs. Jason. Always kind of played the nerd, kind of typecast, but he's got a good face, man.
Yeah, good character.
Yeah, good face on film.
He's fine in this.
Yeah, he's kind of funny.
But also, in this guy, I'm like, he's not getting hired by the CIA.
Oh, he is full of van.
I think you just need to be a nerd who don't really care about like what else you can do.
You never said it about him getting hired for the bang bus. Yeah, you alright with that?
That I believed. He's a total porn cameraman.
KGB plays as he enters the school. That song sucks. Remember it from Road Trip? I got my beep, beep, boo, 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 doo, beep, beep, beep.
It's 2003, I guess, so you know what time period it is, but the soundtrack in this movie's stinking.
We get these bullies and we get Noel Fisher leading these bullies. Noel Fisher is decent, man. Final Destination 2, really good scene. He was really good in the Eddie Izzard mini driver series, The Richies.
Didn't see it.
Excellent series, Frido.
I've seen him in a few things. He's definitely got that, I reckon. He's in Shameless.
He wants this watch and Cody says okay, but don't press the silver button. What happens, Frido?
He presses the silver button, of course, and he gets himself electrocuted.
We see it! We see a skeleton!
We do see the skeleton.
We really got a movie skeleton with an electricity, man. But
it's great,
it's
man.
It's good.
Home Alone 2 done the best one, but this is great.
Gremlins 2.
Gremlins was also fantastic, you're right.
He'd be kicked out for this.
Immediately, this is his first day of school and he gets in a fight within 30 seconds.
That Wayne would be dead. Cody talks books to Lizzie but misgenders T.S. Eliot and she thinks this is the worst thing in the world.
She's like, T.S. Eliot's a man? And I'm like, don't tell J.K. Rowling that.
Mate, she'll be livid.
Aye. Here's another thing as well, like, would he know I've done his research?
He's
supposed to be an elite agent and he doesn't know who T.S. Like, I get that maybe he's not read T.S. Eliot books, but a wee Wikipedia entry when they go amiss there.
She asks if he's in special ed. This is
the second time in like the first half hour of this movie that his mental health has been questioned.
He says he likes horses.
He does, because he learned that she liked horses. The CIA have a dossier on this woman, this girl, this
is
girl.
a woman. This is a wee lassie.
This wee lassie, she's what, 14 or 15? I think she's 15, she says. This 15-year-old girl in the CIA have got a dossier about what she likes, what books she likes, what her favourite flavour of ice cream is. How do they know that? By the way, if they're looking that up on the internet, you know they've got his whole porn history in that as well. A 15-year-old boy, man. Agent Cody Banks.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I don't want to watch it, but it's a good title.
But that's what they'll call him in the office. They'll, have you seen this Cody Banks boy, man? The amount of Brianna Banks videos he's watching.
Brianna was great in 2000.
Was a legend, man.
She was lovely in 2003, man.
Who was cutting about in 2003?
Jenna, man.
Jenna was the king.
Jenna was the queen.
Aye, Jenna Jameson, Brianna.
Heather Brooks was just starting to wind down a bit.
Heather Brooke.
That lassie done a shift and she done as well, man.
Some shift, by the way.
Practically flew us to the moon.
We'll get too close to the sun, I think.
I think so, like Icarus. Icarus. A curly nerd tells Cody Hilary Duff is out his league and I'm like, who are you?
Do you want to take this or do you want me to take it?
Nope.
Right, okay. This is what I've wrote.
Everything is fine about this scene. Every character's totally fine.
Just going to read what I've wrote. The driver's ed scene. They are paired together and Cody's all asking about her dad and stuff, not being subtle because he's trying to get information. And then they turn around and the driver's ed instructor shows up and his name is Mr. Yip.
Yes.
YIP, that's how it was spelled in the subtitles I was watching. Mr. Yip shows up and oh my god, it is like a caricature.
It's like Mickey Rooney's.
It's like Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's. So offensive.
It's like a Jeff Dunham puppet in life. It's fucking stupid.
It's
man.
not even like subtle where you're kind of like, oh man, he's doing the voice, he's hamming the voice up a wee bit. It's not a wee bit.
It just isn't funny at all.
Like, it's not funny. And the joke is that he's speaking a lot, so it cuts to them and Hilary Duff is driving the car. For some reason, Frankie is Cody Banks is sitting in the back seat during her driving lesson. Why would he not just be standing off the side?
Try not to confuse Cody and Frankie. They're two different people, right?
I'm so sorry.
He's playing a character.
Of course he is. He's so different.
He gets intel from her really easily here, man.
Yeah, but that's not the part that I want to talk about. The part is that as she's driving, the driving instructor's talking to her, and the joke is that they can't understand the word he's saying because he's getting all his L's and his R's mixed up. And I'm like, this is like the City Walk guy for South Park.
We get Hilary up first. She rattles all these cones and all sorts, and it's just awful. And Mr. Yip is livid.
Cody's up next, and he fucking puts this bad boy into reverse and starts driving like a cool guy.
Mate, he is a whiz. And he disables the second wheel as well, Rido.
That's right. He goes down and hacks this thing so Mr. Yip can't take over the car, and then he drives so recklessly. What's he doing? See if he wanted to be cool, would he not like go through it really cool like fucking like Vin Diesel in those X movies?
Mate, or in your dad's favourite franchise, Jason Statham in The Transporter.
Remember we had a colleague that took you around the car park doing handbrake turns?
It was awful, man.
This is what that's like, man.
Yeah.
Frank, you know that Frankie's that guy. Frankie Muniz is that guy. He's like, do you want to see me do tricks?
And he's got fagged out on the footwells of the motor and burnt, slim, shady mixes. He genuinely had them with the printed covers and everything. It was brilliant, Ryan.
Saying Frankie would do that, he was a car collector, he's got his Ferraris, and he's like, do you want to see a trick? And he does spins, and you need to pretend that you care. You go, oh, that's a good one, Frankie, well done. And you're like, oh my God, man, Malcolm's a fucked.
He'd be expelled again.
He would, man. He wouldn't survive 2 minutes. He's lucky he's got the CIA doing everything for him.
But Lizzie's like, I like this marshmallow. Her friends take her away, and this driving teacher says he'll make sure he never gets a licence. Mr. Yip's going to get washed up somewhere talking to an agent like that.
Did you hear what he said though? Did you hear the closing line of Mr. Yip? It's so fucked.
What is it?
So these 2 CIA guys left him because he says, I'm going to go to the DMV right now and make sure you never get a licence ever again, remember?
Yep.
And then he walks off, and these 2 CIA agents grab him, and they're like, did you say something about a licence? And then he immediately goes, oh no, are you immigration? That's the joke. And then it cuts to the next scene. That's how it ends. Him being like, oh no, it's immigration. That's the joke about this Asian guy, man.
You know, that has been a joke for years. There's nothing funny about that. It's long duck dong rage. It's pure, you're making a fool of somebody. Yeah. It's no funny.
Yeah. So Cody Banks needs to report back to Ronica.
He trains with this. Is Ronica hot CIA lady? That's all I've called her, sorry.
Yeah, hot CIA lady. Her name's Ronica. It's not Veronica. It's Ronica.
That's ridiculous.
Ronica's a stupid
She
name.
works for the CIA.
Her name's Ronica.
I'd be like, where's your VE?
Where's your VE, Ronica?
What you done with your VE?
Here, what is going on here with this scene, by the way? Do you notice that Cody Banks is like trying to brief her while they're doing Kung Fu together, and they're kind of Mr. and Mrs. Smith flirting?
What did she do to get landed with this wee prick, man?
This is what I'm saying. What is her job? What is her role within the CIA? Babysitter?
She's like the fluffer.
Oh man, I don't know about that. That's boy's 15.
She puts this wee guy in her cleavage, man. Did you see this?
Mate, see, between this and Bridget Wilson in Mortal Kombat, this is how I want to die.
You need to calm down.
Been wrestled to death.
Mate, I would have needed cyanide after that because I'd be so shy I was in Boner Town.
You would be, man, you and your wee dog.
She'd be like, get away now. I know the new. Just wait. Don't look at it.
You're sitting on the floor in the gym with your legs crossed.
No. David Keefe's not having any of it. How the hell did he get the beans above Frank?
That's a good Keith David.
He's so good. I love Keith David. Man.
But did you notice the Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Mary went to the prom 20 minutes ago with Woogie. Woogie.
No, just the weird sort of flirting that's going on here. The Mr. and Mrs. Smith, they're sort of doing the Kung Fu, and they're getting all close to each other, and I'm like, he's a wee boy. You need to calm down, Ronica.
Here, it's fucking weird, man. Like, the weird thing is, this feels like it's an 18-rated spy movie that they've just scrubbed bits out and added bits, and
I would have recut it to make it PG.
But all the flirtation's still there. Can I argue? Take that shit out. I don't want to see
take
her
it out.
chasing a 15-year-old.
Again, switch roles. See if this was an older guy getting this close to a wee lassie. It is fucked. Does never sees the light of day, this movie.
May I make a suggestion?
Yeah?
I think this would be a better movie with Hilary Duff in the lead.
First of all, she's very charismatic.
Very charismatic, very funny.
And probably, I would agree that she's probably more of a trained killer than he is.
Oh, I would, she could do the, turn up the dimple and then snaps your neck.
Totally.
I say it in my review, a better star for this time would be a Hilary Duff or an Amanda Bynes in the role.
Amanda Bynes in this year, absolutely.
Hilarious, man.
Yep.
Cody gets help from the CIA for his tasks. I would be livid if I was one of these punks. I'd dump cyanide all over his sugar puffs and laugh as his jaw melted off in the next morning.
The CIA agree to do all his homework and do all his household tasks so that he can concentrate on the mission. This is taxpayers' money.
You've got 18 agents as one wee guy can get on with it.
It's and then it cuts to, and I guess it's supposed to be funny, but it shows you all these people doing all these tasks, and it's like a full team of 20 people to do this one wee boy's task. It's like, what have the parents got him doing?
Do you know much McShane's got away with while she was doing the lawn?
McShane has took over the entire world while these cunts are wasting time.
Man, Cody watches some daft tape and it outlines the villains or something.
everybody's doing all these tasks around his house, and then his parents come home early, and they're all like, oh no, they're not supposed to be home for another hour, let's bail. And the entire CIA have to like sneak out his back door and pretend they weren't there.
Man, I'd be like, hey, one of you forgot to clear my cookies, I was spanking it.
The CIA stands for Central Intelligence Agency. They didn't know that his parents were coming home.
I know.
They've not got somebody at the end of the street to keep the edgy. They've not load-jacked the car. Like,
I like that you put it in that order. Somebody keeping edgy first.
I'm just saying, like this like whole agency can't even keep track of Cody Banks' parents, and they're supposed to be in charge of national security. The
parents come home and the CIA need to get the hell out of there in a comic fashion, and it is D-U-M dumb, as in duck-cum.
It is, it totally is dumb.
As in what?
Like
duck-cum?
Duck? Yeah.
I was hoping you would say it. His mum gives him a $5 and he puts it in his roll. Did you see this fat stack?
Remember they gave him $5,000 earlier and they didn't know what to do with it. He's added that £5 note to his $5,000.
No, he's
got, he took the money.
5.5G.
See, when you're 15 and you get, if you were to get $5,000,
you'd be a millionaire.
Exactly. In your head, you're like, I've got all the money in the world. There is no way I can spend $5,000.
Remember the Sugar High Simpsons?
Exactly.
New York's that away, man. I love that episode.
It's a great episode.
He's well at shady CIA stuff and he's just in, man, isn't he? What's he up to? Is he running guns?
He's running guns. You know, he's doing some border stuff in Mexico.
Oh, you went shady. Is he building a wall?
You know, he's like fucking Josh Brolin Sicario.
Oh,
he's got up your underground mission, you know?
He's putting cunts in the walls. He talks to the CIA who are cramped in the van hiding. They want to call Hillary Maguire. They want him to call Hillary Maguire.
And then they do the classic, you see that in every film where he's practicing his phone call before he makes it. He's like, hey, and you're just like, get this away from my telly. It's really bad, man.
He's no great in this, man.
He's not a good comic actor, which is insane because he's in one of the best sitcoms ever.
But his thing is exasperation. He's always sick of it, is the funny thing about Malcolm.
Yes.
He's never in on the joke.
His family are crazy and he's kind of looking at the camera, breaking the fourth wall as if, what are they like?
He's older than his years. He is the, he's the smartest in the room and the moodiest. That's his thing.
Yeah.
He can't really do anything beyond that. If he can, he's no show, does it?
Not in this movie, he can, at least.
Cody practices call terribly, and the only thing worse is this plonky, silly soundtrack during this scene. Did you hear this?
Oh, the soundtrack is boofing in this film.
DK is raging he can't talk to girls. He says he lied in his report about being with lots of girls at camp, and I burst out laughing.
It's kind of funny. He's like, everybody exaggerates.
That's so funny.
Did you see the stray bullet that his dad gets here?
What's that?
So he's like, everybody exaggerates. He's like, why can't you talk to girls? And he's like, you've seen my dad? And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck, Cody?
That dad got sniped, man. He still made you wee prick.
I know. You pumped your mom, man. Who have you pumped?
He pumped your mom, Cody. Is that weird?
Keith David's like, he pumped your mom.
He does the motion.
The finger.
Cody gets expert advice. This is a little bit funny, this scene.
Do you know what's funny? I despised this scene. This is where I started looking at the clock being like, this is terrible.
I like the one creepy guy that says you need to be smart, get some dirt on her.
I do like the overly aggressive general guy.
So funny.
Guy.
See when he pays him respect at the end of the film.
He salutes him at the end. That's kind of funny, but this whole segment was just so stupid. A bunch of stupid guys giving him advice. I thought here that what the scene was going to be, all these guys give Cody advice on how to talk to girls. And then I thought Veronica was going to get exasperated and tell them all to leave. And then she was going to give him advice from a woman's point of view. So we would have the wise women telling a boy how to actually speak to girls. I thought that would have been a nice scene between them. But that doesn't happen.
No.
Instead, we just get this comic montage of arseholes talking to him and giving him terrible advice.
The one Q guy says they should thank Jesus for titties or something, man. It was weird.
He's got this like a biology skeleton thing. And
it's like Hellraiser titties though, you see all the muscle and stuff.
Yeah, because it's like a biology experiment thing, so he takes like the boobs off and he's holding them, he's like showing them to Cody, he's like, these things here, these are what it's all about, and it's just like, who are you? Why are you talking to this 15-year-old boy about tits?
They give him this holographic babe, and everyone in the room literally acts like this is the hottest thing on the planet, and the hologram sucks.
It's like fucking that 2-pack hologram, man.
By the way, there is yet to be a good hologram. I've yet
They
to
all
see
look
it.
terrifying.
They look stupid, man.
Aye, they're so dumb.
Lizzie tries to hang this thing and falls, and Cody saves her, and it's one of the stupidest action sequences you will ever see in your life.
I mean, that is generous to call it an action sequence. Why is a student hanging the signs? That should be the custodial staff doing that.
Absolutely.
They should have a person to do this.
That's how they've got all the money for all their pens and stuff.
Pens and
Calculators.
and notepads and all that. What the kids have.
This CIA hottie intercepts this disastrous encounter. She invites him to her Las Vegas themed birthday party this weekend.
What? Fifth? Is that a Sweet 16 party? Or
I have no idea.
I don't know what age she's turning, but what 15-year-old wants to have a Vegas themed birthday party?
I have no interest in going to Las Vegas.
I would like to, because I do like drinking and
Gambling?
drugs and gambling and hookers.
That's for you then.
I mean, I'm just saying that there is a lot of things in Vegas. If you're into those things, that would be a good time.
Cody drives this Ferrari or Porsche to the party. It is a Chanel car. It's got some heavy security, and I'd shank him immediately. What are you doing in that motor, I'd say?
Immediately you're like, my God, a child's driving a car. He shouldn't be driving this car.
He couldn't even reach the pedals. I'd argue the worst thing is these wraparound sunglasses, man. These Oakley bad boys, he thinks he's Cyclops.
That's a fucking insult to Cyclops.
Can you insult Cyclops?
I don't know. Cyclops is the worst in him. Nobody
Man,
likes Cyclops.
no, he's not.
Cyclops sucks.
My wife says the same thing.
Cyclops
Cyclops
sucks.
is a great character. Currently incredible in X-Men 97, by the way. Like, Cyclops is a great character, and James Marsden has not done it right.
Martin's was the worst. He's just a whiny bitch. Oh, look at Wolverine's farting me, my bird.
Oh, he get cocked a billion,
He
man.
did get cocked, man. Wolverine might as well have just been pumping in front of her.
This car, this wraparound sunglasses, it doesn't add up, I'd say, as rattling his wee heat against the intercom. He gets to the party and pervs on multiple babes with his X-ray specs.
I mean, we've mentioned it already.
This is the main thing.
We would have done the same thing.
I would have took these glasses and went on the run. I've got all the power in the world.
You would take your fucking Ferrari and just drive and just check out all the babes you could before the CIA stopped you.
See, as soon as that Q walked me in that room and showed me them, I would run up, punch the glass with my bare mitt, grab it, I'd get to an underground somewhere, burn my fingertips so I'm dust at this point, delete my social media and run. What else do you want? This is what McShane should have took.
This is like The Fugitive, but it's just you, Shay Glasses,
Aye.
and Cody Banks chasing you.
And they're like, it isn't worth it. You're just seeing bras, and I'm like, I know.
I'm 15, that's all I need.
I love them. He gives Hillary a hideous necklace, and it's another movie telling us putting a necklace on a girl is the most intimate erotic thing you can do in a film.
It is, right. This necklace as well, obviously it's got a tracking device on it, and do you know why we know it's got a tracking device on it? Because it's got a big red beep, beep, beep. And I'm like, how does she not see that?
The tech in this film is pish, man.
It's shocking, man.
It's pure chunky,
I don't know
man.
where the budget went. I think it was just they were trying to show that it was tech, so they couldn't make it subtle. They had to be like, this is a futuristic gadget.
Everything looks like it's covered in aluminium foil, man. Like, I think all the budget went to Frankie Muniz' new Porsche.
And his fucking hair gel.
Arnold manages the roulette wheel for these kids. Is he getting paid for this? Did someone just not show up? Would he need to fill in if the clown didn't show up? Why is the mummy running the roulette?
These are like 14, 15-year-old kids. Are they gambling?
Is any of them concerned about this one-eyed monster with a mad haircut?
See, if you seen him going about a party, that's all you'd be talking about. The whole party turning and be like, have you fucking seen this guy?
That cunt looks like a Bond villain.
He does look like a Bond villain, man. Let's run away.
He
You'd be terrified of
He
this guy.
should have never been in Cody. He deserved a Bond film, Arnold Vosloo,
He would
by
have
the
been
way.
excellent in
He's
a Bond film.
good actor, man. Blood Diamond?
Blood Diamond, he's real good and underrated.
Danny! I remember when white and blacks fought together, Danny.
I didn't know you had a South African accent, didn't you? Or whatever.
As good as DiCaprio's, mate.
It's better than DiCaprio.
Blacks and whites fighting together, brother. My God, man. Ian
Did he get an
McShane,
Oscar for that?
he got a nomination. Don't know how he got nominated for that one. Defend your DiCaprio for that. Don't say anything about the quality of the film. His portrayal. Exactly. Ian McShane shows up via this aqua car boat kind of vehicle.
Why arrange this during a Wayne's birthday party?
Perfect cover.
Why have the birthday party in the house if you knew this was going on? Hire a venue for the birthday party, or hire a venue for your evil schemes. And also, why is your evil schemes taking place in this nerd's house?
Nerd!
Like, wouldn't they have a base, or wouldn't it be like Ian McShane's house or something? Why
But he
is it?
does have a base, we find out.
Yeah, so why are they doing this at all? Why is there some sort of high-tech underground laser lab in the basement of some guy's house?
I have no idea.
And why is it only accessible via boat?
Cody watches this from a high vantage. He goes to infiltrate this party, taking his iPod and chunky board.
This next scene coming up, I liked this stuff. It wasn't a great scene, but I would have liked more of this. The actual spy stuff, where he's using his watch, he cuts a hole in a vent using his mad laser. He's crawling through a vent, he's got a wee secret camera and all that. I like all this kind of spy.
It's a bit pish how the board perfectly fits the vent, man.
It's very pish.
It fits perfectly.
Not only that, it's completely unnecessary. He could have crawled through that vent. That's just laziness.
Is it to show that he couldn't go where the spinning bits, like the ventilation, like, because he could have crawled there?
He could have crawled through them. It's not as if it's like fast vents that they cut them up. It's like normal air conditioning vents.
There was bits there to protect you from getting caught up.
Exactly. So I don't know. I think it's just like he's a skateboarder. His whole gimmick's a skateboard. We're going to put him on the poster with a skateboard. We need to get more use out of the skateboard.
There is an adult version of this, Triple X.
This is Triple X.
He's a skateboarder.
He's an extreme sportsman.
We need to do Triple X. It's embarrassing. Do you remember
I love that film. It's so terrible, but it's like, at least it knows it's terrible. It's a fast movie.
You've got Asia Argento fucking about in that.
It's a sequel with Ice Cube.
I've never seen it.
Oh, we need to do that.
The Return of Xander Cage. I remember everybody laughing because he was in the fur coat and all that, and it just did nail it. He rides a wave on a motorbike.
Yeah.
They do science with these microchip nanobots. They want to take down America's military. The Doc and these goons bicker over this tech. He's like, I can't do that. Science is for good.
The plan is these nanobots can eat anything they're programmed to eat. So they can eat oil during an oil spill. In this scene, the program eats metal, so they can eat any kind of metal. And I'm thinking when he puts this metal MacGuffin on the table and then the nanobots eat it, I'm like, oh, cool. It's like for safes or something. Like maybe they're going to do a bank robbery and they're going to use this to get into the safety deposit box or whatever to get all the money. And then he's like, oh no, this is the guidance system that all the missiles use. And Cody's in the vent hearing this, right? So I'm thinking, oh, now you've just saved the day. Because all you need to do is the CIA know that. They just heard it on camera. You just tell the people that make the missiles to change the guidance systems to a different material. From metal to whatever. Fucking carbon monoxide. Carbon fibre or something, do you know what I mean? And then...
You know this is Agent Cody Banks.
I know, man. I'm
just talking about carbon fibre, mate. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm just watching this film being
You're sitting measuring it out with your horn or not.
I'm just thinking that during this movie, I'm like, their whole grand plan is to eat metal, teach robots to eat metal, and then they're going to
Rido, the CIA's plans to send in a 15-year-old and you're picking it apart for the Iran.
I know, you're right. Cut all this out. I'm talking shit.
Don't slag Ian McShane. Slag the CIA on your own soil. Why are they sending in junior agents?
The whole thing's fucked, innit? The whole thing's just a fucking mess.
Cody needs to get a sample, but the floor is all Mission Impossible, so he uses an iPod to...
Oh, this iPod is so versatile, man. He uses it for everything.
This isn't right, man.
He uses the iPod to hack a door at one point, and then he uses it... It sticks to the ceiling and then it has a little pulley device inside the iPod.
He attaches it to himself and he walks on the roof and it looks so stupid.
It is rotten. He's got these sticky shoes on.
He looks like Frankenstein Jr. with this Walkman, wee clumpy idiot, man.
It's so bad. I don't know how they've done this. I don't know the special effects, but they look rotten.
He gets the intel, but the nanos start eating away at his air bubbles on his Air Max roofs, man. He
takes the intel and he hides the intel in his shoe. Why would you put the intel in your shoe?
He Prince of Persia's his way out of there, man. Do you see that, though?
Aye. It wasn't cool. It looks terrible.
Big Arnold nearly finds him and he thinks it's ducks instead.
It made no sense to me. I don't understand why he would think that.
There was ducks about.
Aye, but he's just went around a corner. Like, an alarm went off in the lab. You've walked into the lab, you go out, and you see a duck, and you're like, oh, it must be a duck. Like, what a terrible head of security. Like, imagine you had an alarm in your house, right? You're in bed, you woke up in the middle of the night, fucking your Ring doorbell alarm's going off, you're like, oh fuck, somebody's trying to get in my house. And you gingerly walk up your hall, you turn the light on, you've got a bat in your horn or something, you look at the people, you can't see it, and
I don't gingerly walk anywhere. The bullies pick Cody up and throw him in the pool, and this kid finally breaks some jaws. He's like, yes, here we go. I think he kills this kid.
He probably does, man. He starts drowning his ways in this pool. The thing about this is, fair enough, we get the scene where he's beating up all the bullies, that's perfectly fine. But what's not fine is the fact that the bad guys are watching him do this and immediately know that he's a CIA operative.
Yeah.
Like, the mummy looks at this and goes, those must have read out the CIA handbook. And it's like, how the fuck do you know that?
He hasn't read the CIA handbook.
You're not reading your one-eye Cyclops.
Oh, poor guy, isn't he? Depth perception. You could just throw something at him.
Exactly. No, those like, you bastard.
Arnold and McShane watch this kid. They're really impressed at the party.
They're standing at the party and they're seeing this Cody Banks and they're just like, wow, this is right out of the CIA handbook. And then McShane goes, so the CIA are sending kid operatives. And I'm like, yous have figured that out?
These two have tortured people and they're sitting just impressed at this 15-year-old.
Watching these 15-year-olds kick fuck at each other. That's quite entertaining though.
It'd be good to see McShane pinning the tail on the donkey, wasn't it?
He's had a few sherries at the party. You get that uncle that's always falling.
I know. He whips his tap off.
Where's the bouncy castle?
I was Lovejoy. Everybody's like, who's Lovejoy? Get your antiques.
Here, you ever seen the mummy, Waynes? Okay.
There he's there.
There's the mummy there.
Take your eye out and show them. Freak them out, eyeball pull. The party antics blow his cover. It's everywhere. He's an agent. He gets kicked out of the junior CIA, by the way. The scientist is backing out again and McShane calls him a nerd. Lizzie goes in for Frankie and they go for ice cream. They bond, but Big Vosloo interrupts with their order. This was a good scare.
It was a good scare. I feel like the pacing of the movie pure ramped up out of nowhere. I feel like there was a lot of scenes cut out of them on this date. Because it's like, they go for ice cream and then immediately the bad guys show up.
We get this reverse shot of him. Did you see this? They reversed a shot in it. He takes Lizzie hostage, gearing up for this third act. Malcolm rattles these killers with frying pans, then Vosloo straight up knocks this punk out. That was a good punch. He should have just ended him there.
He should have, and this is the thing that annoyed me. So he wakes up, Cody that is, wakes up knocked out, and the CIA are all around him asking if he's okay.
He'd been an acid bath, man.
Exactly. See if the bad guys have taken out the CIA's main agent, apparently. Just end him. Even just put a fucking bullet between his fucking eyes.
One thing decent, Cody's pretty beat up, man. He's bloody.
Fucked, man. He's bloody. He's got a broken nose. He's all bruised and all that sort of stuff. He goes home to his mum.
Here, they dump him, man. It's brutal. They just dump him outside his house.
I do like the fact that about like 6 or 7 vans all leave.
Yeah.
Like his entire street has been surrounded by CIA and they all say bye to him as they pass.
They are all sad leaving him and we have not earned this.
Not at all.
You need to show a montage of the guys originally disgruntled doing his tasks but gradually fall in love with Cody.
He's a nice wee whippersnapper.
Yeah. See if I'd done his chores all day and night, man. I would fucking swear into him as I peeled out of there, man.
Yeah, exactly. I would resent this wee prick. I'd pure give him the eyeballs as I'm leaving, but like, good luck.
He gets him and his morgasm an earful, man. The little brother is playing with his gadgets. Did you see the sidekick?
This sidekick that the brother's playing with that's got a wee hologram came with it. Here's another thing as well. CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, one of the most important organisations in the world, definitely in America. They've just left Cody with all this equipment.
No
they would
chance.
take that off it,
or
man.
it would self-destruct.
Aye, exactly. Oh, we've seen enough Mission Impossibles to know what happens.
Blows this wee Brear's arms off, man.
Instead, this wee fucking 8-year-old wee Brear's just playing with all these expensive government gadgets. Like, they would absolutely have taken this back or destroyed it.
They wrestle with it and inevitably they get an Obi-Wan Kenobi hologram taking us to the next scene.
It's exactly the Princess Leia hologram. It's kind of crazy. So this necklace that he put on her earlier in the movie, again, which I assume is government property, it's got a tracking device in it. We know this because it was like beeping and flashing red when he put it on her neck and she never noticed somehow. She's in the Cascade Mountains For some reason, they've taken her to a mountain layer, so Cody needs to go and win her back.
We get the little brother dating this movie once more with a whatever. Cody escapes and gives his bro a load of cash to not to snitch.
I do like the scene when Cody comes home, sorry going back a wee bit, but when Cody comes home and he's all beat up and stuff, and his dad goes, "Did that girl do this to you?" I wasn't worth going back, sorry.
I would have pocketed the cash and snitched as soon as he was out that window, man.
You know that, man. There's nothing worse than a snitchy wee brother.
Cody gets into the CIA really easily because of that security guard. That's really funny.
Decent callback.
Yeah.
The guard's too scared to pull him up anymore because Keith David yelled at him.
He's like, "Do you want to see my badge yet?" And he's like, "Nah, just go."
Just going through, Cody, aye.
Back to the house, and this little brother is intercepting all this parent nonsense with these Ferris Bueller shenanigans. It's terrible.
This scene these don't need to be in the movie. The wee brother doesn't need to be in the movie. His parents barely need to be in the movie. The only reason they're in the movie is because to show that he has parents.
He's underage. You need to show that
But
he's
all
still...
these scenes don't matter, man. It's just adding runtime.
Cody arrives at some seaplane place. His gear is pure naughty's baggy and it looks like a strong wind would make him fly. Did you see this?
He's wearing that. Right, I've noticed it because I've wrote here, he's wearing a baggy, bright orange cagoule for a spy mission.
CIA agent. Bright orange.
What the fuck is he doing?
It reminds me of Men in Black when he's wearing that bright orange denim
puffy
jacket.
thing, but that
He looks great in it, by the way.
it looks fantastic. But the joke, that's the whole joke,
Yeah.
is that he's Will Smith and he's.
I guess it shows Cody's naivety and stuff like that. I guess.
I think you're giving that film too much credit. I think it's just terrible wardrobe design. It's not anything to do with his character. I think it's just they thought they put him in a cool guy orange jacket.
He bribes this wicker man seafarer to take him to this kidnapped woman.
I've wrote here, he bribes a redneck to take him on his rusty plane.
They would have took him elsewhere, man.
100%. They'd have threw him overboard and took his money.
David Keith chews out the CIA babe because Cody has went rogue. He's a rogue agent. They need to send Dej after him. Remember Dej for Born?
Oh, loved. How good is that fucking film? But
Born Ultimatum rules, man.
Born Ultimatum was possibly the best one.
I would have activated him and the other sleeper mind the guy in the hotel room and he's like, "Why didn't you take the shot?"
Oh, the guy at the end.
And he doesn't pop him.
No, he doesn't. He
Doesn't he?
jump.
It's
lets him
David
get away.
that pops him, man. And then he goes into the East River and Nikki's like, she smiles.
She's sitting in the cafe and then Moby starts playing and she smiles. They start swimming away and you're like, he got away!
Streamways and I don't know.
Oh, what a film.
Let's watch that.
I want to watch all three of them back to back
I
to
would
back.
watch Born rip Cody's fingers off one by one, man.
Oh man, stabbing with a pen.
Who am I? And he's just sticking a pen in his throat.
See the way he just kills cunts with books and all that, man? Oh.
You don't want him around any household object, man.
He can make everything a weapon. Those movies are so good, man.
He rolls up a magazine at one point.
And he fucking leathers somebody with it.
He sticks a pen in between that bit and the guy's horn. It's disgusting. The Bourne trilogy rules, not quadrilogy. Trilogy.
There's only
rules.
three. The fourth one
fourth
doesn't
one
exist.
Sucks. Cody and this pure shanner of a snowboard, man, you phoned me and told me about this.
That's right. We spoke about this before we recorded, and I was like, have you got to the snowboard scene yet? And you went, no, not yet. And I'm like, fucking hell.
This thing looks like it came off a Wana Griff Tannen's crew, man.
It's shocking. The design on this thing is horrendous. It's like yeah, in fairness, and I'm giving it too much credit. It's like you asked an 8-year-old to draw a cool snowboard.
That's it.
And it's designed by a child.
Or Elon Musk.
Oh God, man!
That cycle
his
truck.
big jaggy van that he's got, man, that you can't get washed. Have you seen this?
I know it's costing
You can't
him.
go through a car wash because it rusts. It's fucking anyway.
Is he not claiming it's for the apocalypse? Like he
claims a lot of things.
Cody looks like a right dick on this thing. I know, man. They speed up the footage and we get a woohoo!
Oh man, it's horrible. We get a snowboard, not a snowboard chase, a snowmobile chase. Sorry, I'll say that again.
For all he knows, her fingernails are getting pulled off one by one.
And he's having a great time going down these Alps.
Pure Sean in it down the Alps, man.
He's getting chased off of some guys, some jobbers and these snowboards. And it's like a sort of James Bond type fucking, except terrible, chase. Did you notice he sets one of these fuckers on fire?
This was amazing.
He knocks a guy off. That's enough. Knock him off.
He
turns around and then he just sets the jets of the snowboard off.
The direction on this is terrible as they try and direct this shady tech. Cody uses the board as a hoverboard to whack a guy off his ski mobile, and then he sets fire to him, and it's brilliant. That bit's great.
But it's also so violent. Like, again, this is a PG movie, and this guy's just setting fire to a goon.
He then outruns another guy who explodes or some shit. Again,
I don't know.
Direction is not good, but
it looks horrible.
It looks terrible, man.
And then he goes up some hill, does a flip, and gets caught in a tree.
Speaking of dodgy tech, this is brutal.
This made me. This is probably the funniest part of the movie. Unintentional. When Veronica shows up in this big fucking jetpack, I was pissing myself.
It doesn't even look cool.
It's not cool at all.
It moves slowly.
It looks awkward. It's a big lumbering jetpack. You were better off getting a small helicopter.
You know how the bat from Dark Knight Rises? It's the size of that strapped to your back. And it moves quite as shoddily.
And she's wearing a silver suit. Like, she's wearing this weird snowsuit, but it's like bright silver.
I think going for the classic Bond designs works in some instances, but this film just doesn't gel together.
But they also, exactly, and they don't go all in with that. Like, see if you're going with a Bond aesthetic, go with that the whole movie.
Yeah.
Don't just put it in weird random scenes because it doesn't go with the rest of the film. Because halfway it's like 2003, like cool guy, skateboard, spiky hair, Tony Hawk aesthetic, and the other part's like 1960s James Bond movies.
There's ways to do it. Kingsman done it great in my opinion.
Kingsman's a perfect example of this movie. This is basically Kingsman, except Kingsman's a much...
Again, Teen Agent does the better American... Teen Agent, aka If Looks Could Kill, does a way better version of this because the kid's kind of cool in it. He's a good looking kid. He's slightly older, so he gets to play with everything and everybody.
Yeah. And
it seems less weird because you've got like a 28-year-old in the role. There's no point in doing the spy movie unless you can see a younger person have fun.
Yeah.
Enjoying themselves in the role. He's just too young. He's too young to be enjoying this, and we don't enjoy it as the audience.
No.
She tries to talk him out of it, and he says he's here to rescue the babe, and there's nothing they can do about it. He goes flying with her on this stupid contraption, and it's just pure stupid. It's dead noticeable. It's dead noticeable, this flying machine.
Yeah, it's dead noticeable for two reasons. One, it's ridiculous, and two, it's just inconvenient. It doesn't even seem like it would help.
It looks like a hassle.
Yeah, it looks so hard to fly. It doesn't have any handles or anything, so Cody Banks literally clinging onto it. It's no... Who built this? Like, who the fuck built this and thought this is good for field duty?
The evil layer. They sneak about, pure obvious, trying to hide, but Muniz has the heat the size of an IMAX projector.
Man, he's got a big dome in it.
Mate, I watched Dune 2 on it. The nanobots are in ice cubes.
I told you earlier. Remember I told you this movie's Ice Cube daft?
I've done what with this face in an ice cube emoji?
Not only are the nanobots in ice cubes, Cody also says this weird bit of dialogue that's never explained. He says, so that's how they plan to distribute them. Everybody needs ice or something. And I'm like...
I think it's supposed to imply that all Americans love their ice.
Yeah, okay, but like, the bad guy's plan has already been explained, and at no point did they say they wanted to give every household in America ice. They want to use it for missiles.
So they're going to give it to the military, the ice?
It's never explained. But the way Cody goes, that's how they're going to distribute it, and I'm like, distribute it to who and why? All they need this ice for is to destroy a couple of missiles. Like, it makes zero sense. And you know what's the worst culprit of the whole icing? These ice cubes of these $billion fucking nanobot technology robots are just sitting in these trays all about this lab. They're no locked up. They're no in like a secure vault. They're just lying in filing cabinets all over the place. Cody Banks at one point in the movie picks up a hornful of them and just starts chucking them. And I'm like, these are like worth $1 billion a pop.
McShane moans about getting good sushi in the mountains, and I genuinely laugh. That's a good gag.
It's fine.
Getting sushi in the mountains? That's funny, man.
I mean, funny's generous.
I am looking through a pile of trash for what I can.
I know. I'm don't want to step on your joy. I'm sorry.
Maguire is kept in a big hamster ball. Did you see this? The iPod is used as a fingerprint scanner.
They get a lot of mileage at this iPod, man.
He rescues Lizzie and she has an opportunity to leave and she says, no, not until I find out what's happening here. What?
Why do you need to know? You're a 15-year-old lassie. Get the fuck.
You're in peril, move.
Yeah, it's so weird. She's such a dick here. She stops to be like, no, you need to tell me everything. It's like, can we do this later, maybe?
Vosloo notices a flying ointment, Rido, even with his one eye.
So this makes no sense to me. So Cody runs into this cell and like jumps behind the bed so that he can't be seen on camera.
He's already been caught.
But he's quite clearly on camera anyway.
Doing a big flip.
Aye.
And Vosloo clearly notices.
Aye, the bad guy immediately looks at him and goes, there's Cody Banks.
And he rewinds it a bit and shows him. It's dead. Cody tells Natalie the truth. She's pretty angry, but whatever. The hot agent plants flashing things everywhere. These are bombs, we later find out.
Yeah. Cody
tells Natalie he got pulled off the job for getting too emotionally attached to the subject.
That's not why he was pulled off the job. He got pulled off the job because Natalie got kidnapped and he got battered.
He fucked up.
Aye.
I would have told her the same, man. So would you. I'd have been like that here. I'm too emotionally involved and I'd have done that.
Aye. I'd have been like,
I played with her here.
They said I liked you too much.
I liked you too much.
I caught feelings.
I forget everything because I'm caught in the moment. I take an ice cube and go like that to her lips.
He's trying to make it erotic and he just starts eating her mouth.
I start screaming. This is my first time.
And then Annabot start eating her mouth and her jaw and all that, and you're like, oh!
Lizzie McGuire's face falls off. Cody tells Natalie to get pulled off the job. The hottie interrupts and Natalie asks why the school nurse is there.
That's a funny joke.
They get taken immediately. Cody shocks a bunch of them and bails. Did you see him run?
He just runs like fuck like a wee coward.
McShane takes the two women and brings the doc in. He threatens the doc with the nanobots unless he programs the remote to do what McShane says. It's evil.
It's really weird, this torture scene, because obviously it's a PG movie, so they can't show him hurting or harming a girl. So the torture scene's just him rubbing an ice cube on her face a wee bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross though.
Kind of weird, man.
It's like, get your hands off her, Ian McShane.
McShane brought his own ice.
It was his idea for this scene.
Cody saves the day. He holds a detonator up and presses it. Cody's going out in style. He's like, fuck the lawyers, I'm going out, man. Here we go.
It's funny the way you said that he saved the day, because if Pure doesn't save the day, all he does is just blow everything up.
He creates more problems.
He does.
The place blows up around them conveniently and they all fight in the middle of it.
And then...
Oh, mate.
And then the most gruesome scene I've ever seen in a film.
Is straight out of Tromaville. You warned me about this. Yo, this is a coconut.
Yeah, this gained a lot of respect for me.
I was so excited after you told me how gruesome this was.
Because I'd seen the movie first and we were speaking about it, and I don't want to give you any spoilers, but I did say to you, Ian McShane's death scene is horrendous.
Did you see how she walks up to him, man?
It's not like an accident, it's not like an act of desperation. The scene would have made more sense if like he was like trying to get her, or he's pinning her down and she had to grab a bit of ice. But she grabs a bit of ice, walks up to him with a purpose.
With one of the most badass walks ever.
Yeah.
The wind machine hits her hair as she's doing it.
And she shoves a big ice cube into his mouth.
I am
makes him swallow
so glad she's the one that did it, man.
Yeah, the fact that, because you've got these CIA agents, these trained killers, and they can't get to McShane, but this wee 15-year-old lassie with an attitude problem is just like, fuck you.
She makes some double dunt nanobots.
She does, man. She shoves these ice cubes in his mouth, and then he just crawls to the ground as these nanobots eating from the inside.
He melts from the inside, man. And you see it.
I cannot believe in this PG movie we see such a violent death.
He gets like all sucked and stuff, and the mummy's like, here, I've seen this before.
It's very mummy-esque. It's kind of like at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark kind of thing, when they open the Ark of the Covenant and their face starts melting.
It is gruesome.
It is fucked. And actually animate his face is the best visual effects in the entire movie.
It's gross.
Gross.
The hottie kicks ass and we definitely get a Wilhelm scream here. Cody punches Vosloo. No chance. Fucking no chance. That would be like punching steel. I feel like Vosloo's skull would absorb his horn. Take him with him.
But instead, Vosloo falls through these wires or whatever, and we think he's out the picture. He's not. And then they try to escape. This is stupid. They try to escape this blown up facility, and then a beam falls, and then the children get separated from the adults. The adults run to the helicopter, and then the kids find a snowmobile. I'm thinking, oh, we're going to get some action sequence here where they have to like escape this blown up mountain via snowmobile.
The hottie tries to get this dock onto a whirlybird and they hightail it out of there. At least they try, Rydell, but it's all chaotic.
There's explosions going off, and the doors will open. The doors are stuck. What are they going to do?
Cody and Natalie make the whirlybird just in time. You know what? Kinda decent lab escape. It's okay,
but do you see here where there's a convenient filing cabinet full of ice cubes here? Cody picks them up and throws some of them at this door, and the nanobots eat the metal door, and that's how they get out.
Can I just say, by the way, the last big king kinda in this film is just a wee guy throwing ice cubes at a big door.
That's the big action sequence here.
No, I'm not kidding, Rydell.
No, that's what happens.
He has a handful of ice cubes and he's just launching them at a door.
Yeah, that's what he does. He sees this filing cabinet full of ice cubes, takes a couple out, and just flings them at a door.
And you're alright with that?
I'm not okay
I'd
with
have been in the cinema raging, man. I'd have been, what on, dragging the vein. This is shocking.
It's the last 5 minutes of the film. You're like, I want my money back. And
what do you mean he's throwing ice cubes? I start taking ice cubes out my drink, man, throwing them at the print screen.
See that coconut you gave the movie earlier for that cool death scene? It gets immediately taken away for this.
Yeah, that was a good death scene, man.
It was a good death scene.
Keep that coconut where it is.
Nah, okay.
Cody nearly gets out, and then in a genuinely good scare.
No,
yes, it is.
Off.
He appears from behind.
Of course he does.
I
knew immediately. I've seen enough Bond movies to know that the bad guy isn't finished yet.
If you told me Arnold Vosloo was behind you, you'd freak out.
Oh, I'd be scared.
I know
anyway.
you would.
But I'm just saying that when he gets knocked down earlier, I'm like, that's no the end of him.
Back then, Danny, we were all fighting together.
Can't wait to do that.
Vosloo appears and says, "You messed up my haircut."
That's a kind of funny line.
He's got like this mad exclamation
It's
point.
an exclamation mark on the back of his head. It's like a mohawk, but it's got a weird line. Do you know what? It's not the worst haircut ever. It's better than McShane's hair, by the way.
He picks Cody up and we finally think he's just going to throw this wee guy off a cliff, and I'm like, yeah!
Oh, I was hoping for it. It'd be amazing if he just threw him into the helicopter blades.
Cody gets the advantage and ties this huge git to the flying machine and sends him to the CIA headquarters. How?
I can't. He somehow ties him to the fucking jetpack. It's not even a jetpack, but we're calling it that. And then he sets coordinates for headquarters, and he just like gently flies to the headquarters via jetpack. He's went through the mountains and God knows where. I don't even know if we're still in America at this point. And he's flew all the way to Washington. No, I don't know. It's fucking stupid, man.
Cody jumps to the chopper and makes it. Man, his head would have sunk that, man.
Oh, totally. We're going down.
He took that down with that size of that head. And hey, I've got a big head. I know that because I can hear his thoughts with mine.
Fucking Megamind over
Just
here.
need to shut my eyes, man. Oh, fuck, I want a new Ferrari. We get the chopper pulling out the explosion and his stupid wee screwed up expression as he tries to make a cool face.
I believe this was the image on the poster or some of the artwork, him hanging off the side of this helicopter. Yikes. I distinctly remember this when I was a wee guy. I didn't see this movie when I was younger.
You're like, oh man, I wish that was me.
No, because I'd never seen this movie this is my first viewing of this movie.
Were you not allowed to?
No, I remember even thinking then it looked shite.
It did. Everyone at the CIA claps him. Why?
He's not done anything.
These
he gets a pure round of applause by this entire thing. And also, we all know any office work, like anybody does it, nobody claps.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. They're all worried about their lives and their mortgages and that.
These people endanger their lives day in, day out, and he just skateboarded up a big mountain or something.
Aye, it's so stupid. Oh, but don't worry, because the mummy's not dead yet. We see him and he's tied up to this weird contraption. Do you see this thing that he's tied to? He says at the end, like, you've not seen the last of me. So it implies that he's possibly in the sequel, but all bad guys say that at the end of movies and not all of them show back up. So
I can confirm Arnold Vosloo is not in the sequel, man.
I didn't imagine.
But Lily Allen's dad is, don't worry about that.
Oh, of course, oh aye.
Vosloo swears revenge. We get this big IT guy hugging this 15-year-old for way too long. The military guy shows him respect. That's kind of funny.
And that's the only good part of this bit is the military guy gives him a... Why is he also just wandering around the CIA?
Just giving the thumbs up, you know.
He
what it's
just
like.
looks like an old retired guy that just doesn't want to go home.
He just always wants to revert to the nukes at every decision.
Oh, you know that he's in the meetings like, we need to bomb them.
We need Arlie Airmen here. Why? I don't know.
He
I like
likes
them. Keith David gives him a handshake and asks what he can do for him. Anything in the world, and he asks for Natalie's driving license.
And by the way, she should not have got it because she cannot drive.
Again, one of the last shots of the movie, she steals it.
She's really funny.
She's really funny.
She's driving like in between lanes of traffic. This car's beating them and stuff. The green screen is shocking.
She doesn't understand why they're raging.
Yeah, she's cute, man. She's good. Like you can tell that Hilary Duff is like a good actress.
They watch the sun go down, and he is so out of his league with this chick. It is insane. I don't mean that rude, but no chance, man.
I'm not buying this at all.
He's watching through binoculars.
I know
somewhere.
they're 15. I get that they're children and whatever, and I know it's a kids' movie. But I'm not buying this at all. I'm like, you're never wenching her, mate.
No chance.
She's
made a bet before prom, and you're it.
Oh, that's mean, but it's probably true.
He nearly gets a kiss, but the job calls. Then he totally kisses the girl, and we're like, OMG, this guy's cool.
And then this soundtrack, as the credits roll, is rotten.
The titles are rotten. The last shot is rotten.
The film's rotten.
Agent Cody Banks 2003, rate this thing.
Right, I will be generous to this movie because I do have to remember this is a kids' movie. It wasn't made for me. It was made for like teens or even kind of younger than teens. I'm looking at it as a 30-year-old now criticising it because of course I am, but I'm trying to think what I would have been like seeing this in the cinema at about 10 years old. And honestly, I'd probably still have fucking hated this film, man. It is so shite. And the concept is daft, but as you've said before, it has been done better than this. And you made an interesting point about how it'd be better if it was Hilary Duff as the spy. She was just more engaging on screen. Frankie Muniz is good as Malcolm in the Middle, but you're right, he's no good for this show. He's not an action star. He's not charismatic that way. You need to be like a good-looking, kind of arrogant kind of type today, and he isn't that. The technology's stupid. The supporting cast are shite. Like everything's shite. The spy stuff shite. The school stuff shite. I just didn't like it. It has an amazing, gnarly, gruesome kill at the end, which is honestly, if you don't want to watch the movie, just YouTube Cody Banks' death scene, because it's crazy. And it's good, but the film's just shite. If you've got a kid, maybe watch it with a Wayne. They might like it. You won't, though. I'm going to go 1.5 coconuts.
Oh, Agent Cody Banks 2003. It's fine. It's just such a Sunday family adventure, and I wanted a Saturday movie. Yeah. Muniz is miscast, no harm to the kid, but he is not spy charismatic. He's built for being the moody, exasperated, precocious, wise beyond his years wee guy, and that's totally fine. He's made millions doing that, and he's great at it. This feels like it exists in the world of cats and dogs, like Cody is the only human in that world of CIA pets. Some aspects were cute, but I was mostly kind of bored with this. Not good for a spy movie. It can only be as interesting as its lead, and it just did not happen. McShane was okay. Vosloo is always brilliant. Hilary Duff is a really decent actor, and I found myself wondering what it would be like having her as the lead or an Amanda Bynes type. I think both women are way funnier and more appropriate for this kind of high concept, and kind of the more appropriate stars for a title like this.
Yeah.
To make that progression to their movie careers. You had like Bynes doing What a Girl Wants and pictures like that.
She was also in the film with Frankie Muniz, Amanda Bynes and him.
The Blue Meanie or something like that. Kidnap Giamatti, don't they?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
What was it called? Yeah, they do kidnap him. Big Meanie?
Big Meanie or something like that. Yeah, this was just, we match 1.5 out of 5 coconuts. That death was gnarly, it was gruesome, it was incredible, it steals the picture. There's not much else beyond that, unfortunately, for me. That's totally fine, Agent Cody Banks. Next week, I think we're going to go pretty hard.
Oh man, we are going hard. We are getting our first Van Damme. Yeah! Roll the trailer.
In the city of New Orleans, in a darker side of Dixie, away from the music and the lights, there's a new game in town.
You'll be provided with a guide, trackers, and the weapons of your choice.
I need to file a missing person report.
The competitors are deadly.
We pride ourselves in hunting only combat veterans, men who have the necessary skills to make our hunts more interesting.
And they always win.
You want to find your father? Get somebody who knows the city to show you around.
Now, the opposition is about to get one last chance.
What kind of a name is Chance?
My mama took when.
Our friend Mr. Boudreaux, Silver Star, Marine Force Recon. He's obviously not someone we should underestimate. He is an annoying little insect. I want him stepped on hard.
We need to get out of here now.
Ladies first.
What?
These men will chase after you. You mad at you for business or pleasure?
Both. Look at it this way. You're gonna get to meet Elvis. Give it a rest, pal.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is the hard target.
You miss me?
From internationally acclaimed action director John Woo.
How's it feel to be hunted?
You tell me!
Hard target.